Hi everyone, I'm Ela and
And I'm Yusuf. Today we are going to talk about alternative AI technologies other than ChatGPT like DeepSeek and Gemini.
I think you guys already heard of DeepSeek's unexpected success. DeepSeek is China-based AI model and DeepSeek just launched R1 language model and it just overtook the ChatGPT's place. So what do you think about that, Yusuf?
Actually, I think it's a good thing that we have varieties in AI models because most of the time some AI models just don't give you what you want. Especially like if you're making a research and you have to credit the information of where it came from. To get ideas, I sometimes use ChatGPT on subjects or writing projects. But the ChatGPT sometimes just refuses to give links to the original articles on the internet.
Yes, I definitely agree with Yusuf. And in addition to that, just having alternatives and competition is always a good thing for technology's development. I mean, if we want to get further with AI, we definitely need alternatives to ChatGPT. So, how DeepSeek better in some ways than ChatGPT?
Well, firstly, the thing that made DeepSeek large in the world is the low cost compared to OpenAI. Because like OpenAI spent nearly billions of dollars to train their AI model in the first place, but DeepSeek just played it clever and used internet and different learning technology compared to other AIs, and they just made it with less employees, as low as 500 compared to ChatGPT's 3,000, which is a really big number, and they only made it in $2 to $3 million, which is low, especially considering that the amount of energy needed to run AI models nowadays.
Yes. And when we think about just Trump announced that they are going to have a Stargate project, which is going to improve the US AI technologies, including OpenAI. And he said we are going to invest like $500 billion. It's a big money. And DeepSeek just came up to stage and said, well, I just did it with $3 million. The low-cost development of AI is just a revolutionary thing for us, for humanity. Another reason that US raising alarms is that all the data is stored in China. And this makes creates a potential data leak to Chinese government. And it's a threat for US governments.
But all things aside, it's a really good opportunity for people that want to develop their own AI program for world or a paid wall, because DeepSeek is open source and we can see that it uses different learning technique.
Yeah, another thing, DeepSeek's development of AI that they do differently is just Yusuf said, it takes a lot less time, like much more less time, and it's just affects the money sources. I mean, with the less time, with the low cost, it just makes it cheaper. I mean, for some people, DeepSeek is better. For some reasons, ChatGPT is still more reliable. But for some countries, there are two reasons to ban the DeepSeek. One is AI ethics. They don't think their business of model isn't correct for AI ethics. And second thing is that security issues. As I said, all this data is stored in China. So I'll be asking a question to Yusuf. And this is that, which countries do you think banned the DeepSeek?
I would first think of USA, but since it is available in USA, then my second option will be South Korea because it is near China and it has allies with North Korea. So my first guess is South Korea. My second guess is Singapore because you said AI ethics, and in Singapore the government is in favor of the public while developing technology, so they don't want the AI any technology to destroy their workforce.
Yes, South Korea is correct. Yes, South Korea banned the DeepSeek, but Singapore didn't. They didn't ban. All right, so his first guess is correct. South Korea just banned the DeepSeek, but his second guess, Singapore, is wrong. Singapore didn't ban. But there is one more Far Eastern country starting with the letter T.
Taiwan. How
Yes,
can I
it's
forget
Taiwan.
that they're like the biggest enemies in the world, China and Taiwan.
Yes. There are 3 more countries, but they so irrelevant, like random countries. Each of them doesn't have anything in common. Would you like to guess?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. First one is Australia. Second one is India. And the third one is a little surprising. It's Italy. Like so. And also, as a foundation, NASA just banned DeepSeek.
I think it's enough that we talked about DeepSeek. I think we should move on to talking about Gemini, the Google's successful AI. I think we can call it.
Gemini is a general name for Google's AI models. They literally call everything Gemini, or they add a Gemini in front of the actual name, but it's all named as Gemini. It's a general name. Gemini and ChatGPT has some differences, just like how DeepSeek has a different type of development model for AI. First of all, Gemini is getting trained with audio, videos, images, in addition to text data. I mean, ChatGPT just getting trained with text data, and this difference between them just makes Gemini to think differently and think deeper. So in some ways, we can say that Gemini's way of think is just better, I think. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think the same way as you, because in my experience with Gemini, in the first weeks, it was open to the public. As long as I remember, it wasn't that good compared to nowadays technology. Like it gave wrong answers and unrelated content according to my prompts. But nowadays, Gemini is, I think I can say that, better than ChatGPT, because like in my previous example, I said writing about a topic, Gemini can even give additional information about them, the data that it can find in internet, and even give links or credits to the original user. I got this information on, for example, Reddit or X or some other website.
Gemini is giving links. Sometimes ChatGPT is also giving links, but they sometimes not so related to the information just ChatGPT gave us. The reason why Gemini is easily giving us links is that, in fact, Google has more power of access than the OpenAI. I mean, everything is in Google right now, and literally the data is ChatGPT is getting trained from is from Google usually. So we can say that Google is definitely more advantage than the OpenAI at this point, right? I want to be a machine engineer in the future, and Yusuf wants to be an electronic engineer in the future. So AI technologies, AI companies, AI power holders will be holding a place in our future jobs. So yes, this is it. Thanks for listening to us.
See you later.